Sup, what's good? Tier list today for new players who haven't beaten JR yet and who also happen to not be very lucky. So let's start off here with Slimy. You're only going to really use him in the tutorial. Evolution doesn't make much of a difference. Still pretty bad single damage. Let's go up to Clyde. Clyde has a little bit more range. Pretty garbage 2-second stun, but a little bit better than Slimy, so C tier. Grimy, armor break. Basically useless effect, D tier. Sparky actually provides a pretty good AoE 2-second stun, B tier. Flamey, again, a lot of range. Damage is better than Slimy's, but you're still probably not going to run him as a main carry. Also lacks the Clyde stun, but honestly, not too much of a difference because Clyde stun is not that great anyways. Blue Slime, 2-second freeze, I believe. Not going to be super, super great. Again, outclassed by a lot of stuff. Stacky is a kind of the baseline DPS carry, which is pretty decent overall. If you don't get super lucky, you can always run a Stacky with double buffs to, beat levels. And speaking of double buffs, I'll just put Speedy and Mighty in S tier. They buff up your main damage, right? You're only really gonna have enough gold for one DPS carry in the early game, so you put Speedy and Mighty on that one DPS carry in the front row, and they do big damage. All right, next up, Mocha and Evo Mocha. Evo Mocha, not going to make too much of a difference. Mocha, just damage, not super great, but not as bad as Slimy. All right, next up, Rock Dude. 2-second, kind of bad AoE stun. Not super great in my opinion, but usable stun. Spidey, decent AoE slow. Slow is definitely a pretty underrated effect, and Spidey is decent, right? Porcupine guy, again, armor break is useless, D tier. Ice Cappuccino, I think this is like decent single target stun, so I'll drop him in B tier there. This Bear, B tier, again, 2-second AoE stun, not bad, good stunner. The Jack-o'-lantern guy, kind of a mid DPS carry, but not as bad as the ones in D tier, so C tier. Devinette, I would say both probably B tier in my opinion. I mean, you can get some value out of them without too many upgrades, but yeah, no, honestly C tier, because percent HP is not too valuable in the early game when everything has pretty low HP anyways. You can just upgrade stuff and brute force your way through enemies, and again, you do got to dump gold into Devin or Devinette to actually have like a pretty noticeable percent health drain. So just not going to be the greatest, but plop them in the back, I don't know, could save some runs, who knows. Teddy and Teddy Evo are both really good stuns, 3-second, probably one of the better early game stuns you're going to find, and just pretty reliable, and you're guaranteed to get them as well. Yeti, 2-second, all right AoE stun. Freeze is usually better than some of the other effects, I believe, just because it takes like a little bit more animation time for the freeze to stop showing up, so just a very slightly more valuable, but yeah. Pyro, again, mid DPS carry. This Ice Dude, yeah, probably B tier, decent stun. I forgot if it was 2 or 3 seconds. I just remember decent stun. All right, next, Sluggy. Decent slow. Again, slow, pretty underrated effect in my opinion. You do gotta dump a little bit more gold into Sluggy, but it's not too much, only 10 levels, and good slow utility. All right, next up, Infernus, probably one of the better epic DPS carries you're gonna get in the early game. AoE damage, and just a better option than Stacky, but of course outclassed by other stuff, like if you get lucky with a Kevin or something. But it's good if you're unlucky, but like between unlucky and lucky, I guess. You get Infernus, dump some gold into him, good damage for JR normal. King's Consort, not gonna use him early game. Way too much gold to upgrade. Cosmic damage does less to enemies who aren't also cosmic, so yeah, just really garbage damage dealer that takes way too much gold to upgrade. But that's pretty much my early game tier list. Honestly, like the B tier and C tier are really all merged in one big group. Not too many differences between them in my opinion, except for maybe say like Sparky and Sluggy. But like honestly, just to make this like more clear, I guess, B, C, C, B. Like these two tiers are like pretty mixed up in my opinion. Like they're kind of just random monsters that you can throw in and out that are decent, I guess. D tier is just all really bad. S and A tier are pretty solid for the early game. But yeah, that's my tier list. Hope you enjoyed. Like, subscribe, tell me what I messed up, and yeah, cool. See ya.